today I'm coming on live to talk to you about the how to be business ready for the future. So the most valuable work skills to build up in 2020. And this morning I was reading a report on the future of jobs done by the World Economics Forum. So some very important things to highlight there, and that's what I want to be talking to you about. So first off, things are changing. We know this. We've known this for a while. This report, they did some predictions. So they've been working on this report for a while. So they had some things lined up for 2015 and then 2020. And what we know is that the drivers such as the impact of technology is moving faster, it's more complex, and the changing nature of our work. So what our work demands from us is different, and we're looking for more flexibility on how we do that work. Plus disruptive changes, so changes in the market, but things such as COVID hitting us today, all these things that weren't anticipated and that we're dealing with. So what is apparent is we've been on this course for a while, and the future was laid out. COVID-19 didn't change the course of the future, it just brought it about quicker. So here we are in the future. And two important workforce strategies that they bring up to prepare for the future. One is reskilling and retraining your existing workforce. So we have an existing workforce that has lots of competence, and the demands are different now. So we do need to reskill and retrain them. And then the second workforce strategy that's strongly recommended is supporting flexible work structures. And that looks different for everyone. For some people, it might be working remotely, or maybe how we're setting up our work schedules. So supporting flexibility. And then they go into the most important, the most valuable work skills. So out of 10 that they bring up, there are 3 that were very relevant to me. They're all relevant, but there's 3 that especially stood out to me and that I wanted to bring forward today. The first one being emotional intelligence. And that's a concept that most of us are familiar with, but not a lot of us know what it looks like in action, what it looks like day to day. So emotional intelligence, in my own words, is being aware of feelings, being aware of what drives people to behave, and then being able to use that emotional data and combine it with rational thinking to make better decisions. And emotional intelligence is something that we can measure. There are specific competencies that we can measure and work with. So these are things that people develop. We all have emotional intelligence. It's a matter of how we're using it day to day, and how we're let's say getting better, improving, sharpening those skills. So the second skill is people management. So people management is being able to recognize and select the right talent for the right job. It's being able to support and lead your workers day to day. And it's also being able to present a vision, and an understanding of why we're doing what we're doing, so that people are inspired to show up every day and to go to work. And then the third important skill is negotiating. And when I'm looking at negotiating, that falls under lead management from choice theory. So it's about bringing people together, reconciling differences, understanding what the real issues are and what's motivating people. So again, all these things are overlapping, right? It's still about managing people. It's still about emotional intelligence. It's having the communication skills to lead those discussions and to find common ground. So that win-win, right? That real win-win, where everyone wins, where the employee wins, where the manager wins, and where the organization wins. So there are three buckets to consider here. You know, the real issue and what the employee, the staff wants. Maybe we're talking about a team. We're talking about multiple staff. The mission of the manager or the leader, and then within the context of the organization. So being able to negotiate. So this is a great time to start asking yourself how ready you are for the future. You can even take those skills and self-assess on a scale of 1 to 5. Where are you? And what do you need to start working on today? And the thing is when we're looking at just these 3 skills and even more, the fact that we are virtually distant, it's making all of these things even harder. For example, building trust is so much harder to do virtually than it is in person. So the virtual world is creating obstacles for us. So how ready are you? How important is it for you? It might be time to start paying attention to these things and make a plan. So I hope this was helpful. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you got from this video, how it's helped you, and I will see you soon.